All right. What is good, fellas? We are in to when it counts the most. This is the fun part. Unfortunately for myself, I'm only in one title game, which is really annoying because I made 6 fantasy playoffs and I got bounced in round 1 and 4 of them bounced in round 2 and 1. That is the nature of fantasy football, though. I mean, sometimes you can't always make the title. And I'm sure a lot of, people got absolutely dumpstered by the Joe Flacco Cooper stack like I did last week. But we ride tonight, and we're rolling with Joe Flacco because I got to start Joe Flacco in my starting quarterback spot in the Get Faded League. I got to start Bryce Young in my super flex because my savior, Nick Mullins, got benched for no reason, even though he had like a 20 fantasy point day last week.
That's affecting me in the Listener League Dino. So for the record, in that league, I'm going to have to pick up a backup quarterback, or I'm probably going to have to flex a skill position player. Now, my team's strong because I have like Kyron, I have I said one player, Jahmyr Gibbs, Breece Hall, Jamar Chase. If he plays, he probably won't play, but I would still have like DK Metcalf. I would still have like a good amount of good players, but I mean, I was kind of counting on, Nick Mullins being able to deliver the ball, but that was unfortunate. Obviously, the big news here, which is what we're going to be sweating on Sunday. If you guys don't have plans on Sunday, at least up until night, because obviously it is New Year's Eve, I'm assuming you guys might do something for the night. But if you guys want to kick it with us during the Sunday slate, we will be live because we are sweating out the BBM4 final. It feels just crazy to think about.
Yeah, we're hoping that like Danny gets some like good news tonight here. Do we have Saturday games this week or no?
Cowboys game. That's the big one for me.
So do we do have Saturday games?
Saturday 8:30. That's the one game.
Okay, perfect. There's only one game on Saturday night. So I mean, hopefully for our sake, the Cowboys game went berserk so that we actually have something to sweat rather than like,
I think it will.
If the Cowboys game goes like 20-17 and like none of your players did well, like maybe we won't even do the stream at all because you're not going to fucking win anything in that case. Cause like Goff is the guy that you need, obviously, because Goff is your only quarterback because Watson was your other quarterback.
Hear me out, right? Fun fact about that game. So it is the highest over-under game of the entire slate.
Trifecta. Fastest pace game, highest over-under, and what, 70% of the money is on the over, or 90%?
97% of the money is on the over.
It's a great game to have stacked. The only problem is
everybody has
also the chalkiest game to have stacked in the BBM4 final.
I already know if I want to win, I probably have to get unique in that game. Like I'm going to need Jameson Williams to catch like a 75-yard touchdown.
You might need him to catch 2, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
If he catches 2, like sync your Amon-Ra, like you can sack your Amon-Ra. If Lamb has a great game on the other side, Amon-Ra tanks because you
have Gallup too.
Amon-Ra, but you can get there with other players. And like Gallup has a monster game or JMO has a monster game. I mean, you're going to need Goff to throw 3 or 4 touchdowns or else, there's going to be another quarterback performance, whether it's like Hurts or Purdy or somebody like that you're going to need. Goff, not the great, like he's like my quarterback 15 this week. So I'm not overly excited.
I think you have to raise him.
It would have been really nice to have a second quarterback on this team, but
no, I agree. I will say 15 does feel a little bit low because fun fact, the Cowboys in the last month since week 13 are dead last in defensive success rate. They can't get off the field. And that's why I think the Sharps are hammering the over because the sentiment around the public is the Cowboys defense is really good. The Cowboys defense has not been good at all in the last month of the year. And I do think like if the Cowboys want to win this game, it's going to have to be offensive. Same thing with the Lions. Like 53.5 seems like a high over under. And maybe I'm a little bit biased because obviously I do have skin in the game, but I think this is 35-31, 38-35 written all over it.
I hope so, dude. I really hope so, because that would be great news for us there. So Blind is the first one in here with the super chat. He says, Jets or 49ers defense now that Amari is out. The 49ers defense is my highest ranked defense this week. So
you got to go to the Niners.
Yeah, I mean, you got a road defense here versus I guess the 49ers are actually on the road as well. But I mean, the Commanders, even with Brissett starting, it's just such an attackable matchup. The 49ers defense is going to be probably playing with a big time
sacks
lead
like no other team in the league.
Yeah, RIP to anybody that has to play against Christian McCaffrey, Brock Purdy, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, or Deebo Samuel this week. I have Ayuk and Kittle on my championship roster this week, so I'm pretty excited about that game. But yeah, like it could be like a pin your ears back type of game for the 49ers defense.
Hear me out. Okay. Deebo Samuel has not practiced the last 2 games with a sprained neck. If you're Kyle Shanahan and you're the San Francisco 49ers and you need one win to just win the NFC and clinch the 1 seed, why would you play him against the Commanders? You should be able to beat the Commanders without Debo. So I have George Kittle on that BBM team. If Debo Samuel sits out of that game with the 31 implied points the San Francisco 49ers have, I'm kind of hoping that's the piece you need.
Oh, dude, I have Ayuk and Kittle, so I would be so hyped for that type of situation. But we're going to rip through some questions here. Of course, our weekly rankings are up to date. They're free as well. Yep. I'll drop them in the comment section if you guys want to just get in, get out, get an answer to your question, and keep on going. But IDub says, how are we feeling about Breece and Garrett Wilson tonight? I don't feel great about them, but I don't have better options. I mean, Breece, he's a running back. He's going to get the workload. I'm not overly concerned about Breece Hall. Garrett Wilson, I'm relatively concerned for because the Browns secondary has been notoriously very good against wide receivers all season. Yeah. I mean, Trevor Siemian, what is he, live to score 10 points tonight? Like, I don't know. The over-under in this game is like 34.5. Like, I do not think that the Jets are going to score a whole lot. So Breece can get there based on, PPR volume and, he could break off a long touchdown. That kind of thing. Wilson, he's probably going to have like 11 uninspiring targets tonight. That's kind of the sentiment I'm feeling.
The caveat I have on the Breece is just temper your expectations. If your expectations are he's going to be an RB1 like he was last week, no. If he's going to be a mid-range RB2, I think that's palpable given the volume. But like you kind of said, I mean, the Browns defense is still no joke, and the Jets offense is a joke. So.
Yeah, I mean, the Browns defense, for what it's worth, has been more league average against the run, especially over the last month or so. So they're exploitable on the ground. And Breece is pretty much like, I think his over-under for receptions is like 4 on DraftKings right now. So like the guy gets heavily involved and heavily targeted in the passing game because the Jets just simply can't move the ball any other way if they don't get the ball to fucking 17 or
where do you have Wilson ranked?
They just literally can't do anything.
Where do you have Wilson ranked?
I have Wilson. Let me actually take a look right now. I have Wilson exactly as a back-end wide receiver too at 24. It's exactly where I
have him at 26. So like we're kind of similar range there. I'm assuming you probably have him ahead of like Pickens and Hopkins is probably like the difference.
No, I have Hopkins ahead of him.
So Pickens and Godwin?
Godwin, I have 2 spots ahead of him.
Who do I have higher that you don't?
Ridley, maybe?
Ridley, I have lower. Wait, no, Ridley, I do have higher. Ridley, I do have higher. That's fair. Collins? But I might lower him with the news like Trevor Lawrence is just absolutely battling every injury in the book, apparently.
Yeah, it's not looking.
Why are they just continually playing? I guess like because the playoff hopes are on the line, but
dude, they got to win their division.
Fuck, I guess. I mean,
can like CJ Beathard's not going to win you the division. Like,
can he beat you? Can he beat the Carolina Panthers?
Maybe he could beat the Panthers, but. I mean, maybe this is confirmation bias for me because I got to fucking start Bryce Young in the championship. But I mean, he looked really good last week and has a chance to carve up a defense that, let's face it, it's probably been one of the worst defenses in the league over the last month. The Jags.
Yeah, for sure. So we got 2 supers here. First one from Just One. Need 2: Pacheco, Hall, Connor, or Chandler. Pacheco, I would be surprised if he played. Concussion protocol. Same. Helmet came off mid-play, knee to the back of the head. Like, that's scary stuff, man, especially in the NFL. That's a 300-pounder running into the back of his head. I'd be shocked if he played. This is gross, man.
Somebody asked a Connor and
Hall's
Chandler question earlier because it's tough because Connor is the safer play from a workload projection, but has a horrible matchup. And Chandler has a great matchup, but Madison was eased in last week. Do we know if he's going to be like back into the fold, or is it going to be like Chandler 60%, Madison 40%? Honest to God, dude, I think I would take Chandler on 60% of the work than
I would take Connor
over Connor on 80% of the work against the Eagles, to be honest.
Honestly, Connor's just been playing very well in his own right.
He has been, but Chandler's been really solid. He gets receiving work. I mean, Jaron Hall's going to start, which kind of sucks because I think Nick Mullins has been better, but
I mean, he threw 4 picks, so like I could see why the team maybe.
But yeah, that's a fair point. I wish he just didn't throw so many interceptions because he was good from a fantasy perspective. He had, he got the ball to the guys that he needed to get it to.
I'm still good. I'm still putting Connor in, to be honest. I just trust the player more. But that would be the decision, Connor versus Chandler. One's a little bit more volatile, one kind of more, the safe play of the week, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, if you're projected to be like an underdog, I think Chandler has a higher ceiling this week.
That's fair. Yeah, especially
like Green Bay's defense. As a QB2 with Amari out. He's still going Flacco with Amari Cooper out.
I don't trust Jarrett Stidham. Cortland Sutton's out.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I mean, Jarrett Stidham cooked last year in the fantasy championship, and Jarrett Stidham has the Chargers defense, not the Jets.
Fair. I mean, Flacco's also shown he could play good quarterback this year, and Stidham hasn't this year.
That's true, but like you got a couple things going against Flacco. No Amari Cooper on the road,
Jets.
Thursday Night Football against a
they're
really
at
good
home.
defense.
They're at home.
Sorry, they're at home. They're at home. But against a really good defense.
For sure.
And it's Thursday Night Football and weird shit tends to happen. Jarrett Stidham is at home versus the Chargers, who I said the Jags might be one of the worst defenses in the league over the last month. I think the Chargers are pretty damn close too.
To be fair, by the way, this is sharp money. 97% of the sharp money on the over, Mr. Aloha.
Yeah, the sharp money is on the over. Let me take a look at the public money. This is over. The 50% of the tickets are on the over in that game, but 97% of the money is on the over. Yeah. So that means that the public is actually kind of taking the under in that game.
Yeah,
but the sharps are like, fuck no, dude. We're shoving all of our cash into this.
So what were we answering before? Sorry, I got Jarrett Stidham versus Joe Flacco. To be fair, I mean the Chargers defense played a lot better last week. Maybe there's a little factor. Coach fired, guys fired up. I mean, they still have quality defensive line when they're actually motivated to play. I trust Flacco more, to be honest.
I trust Flacco more too, especially when you consider the fact that he's like 8% pass rate over expected right now. Like
they're leading the league in the last month.
Might be able to get a little bit done on the ground against the Jets, but I still think they're going to throw the ball quite a bit.
Yeah, no, for sure. So we got a couple more supers, and then we'll go right back to the top. Wilson or Chase, KJ if he's out. I have Breece Hall. I'm not going to lie. I think I would be surprised if Jamar Chase plays.
I would be heavily shocked if Chase played. And
he's
KJ
dealing with the sprained AC joint, no?
To stop me from starting Garrett Wilson.
Oh, I agree. Like KJ Osborne's like, top 40 to 45 receiver with obviously all the injuries there. But Garrett Wilson's just, trust him. I don't think Jamar Chase is going to play. That's why.
No, he didn't practice on Wednesday. Who's limited today, which is, encouraging.
It's a sprained AC joint,
Bengals playoff hopes are on the line right now. So, I mean, he might try and fight through it, but even if he plays, L'Jarius Sneed's going to shadow him.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I would just probably roll with the 2 Jets, as gross as it sounds.
Appreciate it from Trident. He says, this is my second year playing fantasy football, and thanks to your guys' help, me and my son both made the championship. Let's go. So you got a little rivalry going in the championship game. Love it. Thanks for the advice all year. Start, sit, Breece Hall, or CEH. Thanks, guys. I want to hear where you're at with this because I have a pretty firm answer.
This has to be Breece Hall. I don't give a fuck that CEH is
Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
I'm not sitting him. I'm not sitting Breece Hall for CEH. Not a chance.
I
would not be able to live with myself if I lost my championship because I fucking sat Breece Hall for CEH.
Now, if you want to go Breece in case Pacheco does suit up, like there's still, I guess, a risk there.
Even if I knew Pacheco was out, I would still play Breece.
If I
have
Pacheco
CEH as like RB23 with the assumption that Pacheco is going to be out. Like I get it. CEH is a solid play this week, but I'm not starting him over solidified studs.
I don't know. I disagree. I mean, Clyde Edwards-Helaire should get a bell cow workload with Jerick McKinnon on IR with Pacheco expected out. The Chiefs are still implied for 25 points. Big time get right spot got embarrassed on Christmas. Like this screams a Clyde Edwards-Helaire goal line.
Getting embarrassed for a month and a half now, dude. Like the Chiefs have been fucking horrible on
Vegas
offense.
Still has them implied for 25 points. So like there's something there.
I feel like you'd be loaded rich right now if you guys were just betting the lower on the Chiefs implied point total every single week.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going Clyde Edwards-Helaire here. I just think the matchup, the implied points, I got to take it.
Can't do it. Cannot do it. I have to play Breece Hall in the championship. Not a fucking chance. Am I sitting him for Clyde Edwards-Helaire?
So Trident, sorry for not being of help here, but yeah. Half PPR 2-week championship, lead by 37. Wow, so you're in a good spot here. Number 1, best quarterback, Minshew, Brissett, Carr, Tyrod, Stidham, Flacco, Heineke.
Carr.
I would have said Flacco going in if Amari played, but yeah, like you said, it's got to be Derek Carr.
Even if Cooper was playing, I would still play Carr over him.
Yeah, like I have Derek Carr at 16. Now I haven't adjusted Flacco. He was at 17. Gardner would be at 18. So the way I would rank these guys would be Carr, Minshew. Now are you going Brissett or are you going Flacco with the news? Because I think Brissett's also a solid option, to be honest.
Yeah, I would still play Flacco over Brissett.
Yeah, I think I would too. You play Gardner over Flacco now with the news?
Yeah, I had Gardner over him before that.
Fair enough. I got to take Nick Mullins out of the rankings because it just gets announced that Jaron Hall is starting. Like,
yeah. And then the other one is stick to one of Jalen Warren.
Oh, second question.
Oh,
number two question.
I see it. Warren, Addison, Gabe Davis, Kincaid available on waivers.
Addison's not playing.
Yeah, I don't think Addison's going to play either. I think I'm going Jalen Warren most likely of this group.
Yeah, half PPR, need the running back there. Kincaid's basically useless at this point.
I mean,
Gabe Davis plays the Patriots.
Maybe just hope you get a Gabe Davis game against
plays the Patriots, though.
The Patriots, they might do the whole fucking narrative where they take away your best weapon and Gabe Davis gets there. I don't know. I think Warren is probably your safest bet here, to be honest.
I agree.
Seahawks are pretty exploitable on the ground.
Available on waivers. Dude, go pick up DeMario Douglas and play him.
You'd play him over Jalen Warren and Gabe Davis? I wouldn't.
Jalen Warren's close. I would play him over Gabe Davis, yes.
I wouldn't. I would play Davis over him.
Dude, he's been getting volume every time he's healthy, man. I really think DeMario Douglas is the number one weapon in that offense. Aside from apparently Ezekiel Elliott.
Sure, but like
it's not a good offense.
Whatever.
No, I get it.
It's a shit offense. So and also thank you for the $20 super chat.
Yeah, appreciate that, man. Appreciate that.
Pick 2 full PPR, Mostert, Walker, or Brees.
Sitting Walker. Walker against the Steelers.
Walker?
Yeah,
workload. I mean, Brees is my highest ranked of this group, and then Walker and Mostert.
Over Mostert?
Mostert, I actually have the lowest of this group.
Really?
Yeah.
Because of the Ravens matchup, or?
I mean, he's got the Q tag. He's got the Ravens matchup. It's on the road. Jalen Waddle isn't playing. That probably hurts the offense.
To be fair, he's had the Q tag the last month.
Oh, he has. But the rate, like Kenneth Walker against the Steelers, is a pretty simple matchup, to be honest. Like the Steelers haven't been very good against the run.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Kenneth Walker's workload does kind of scare me right now.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind trusting the guy that's fucking leading the league in touchdowns, though. Like,
yeah, I can't sit Mostert.
Probably the safest two here, but I think Walker outshines Mostert this week, given the Ravens. Like, the Ravens have been like probably the best defense in the league, like from start to finish all year. Like the Browns were much better at the beginning of the year, but they've kind of tapered off a little bit. Ravens from start to finish been the best defense in the league.
You can't sit Brees because it's full PPR, so I personally would go Brees and Mostert personally.
Okay. I would probably go Brees. I would go Brees and Walker. We could do a Walker v. Mostert if you want to, but I have Walker a little bit higher.
Yeah, that's fair. TP full PPR need 2 Chandler, Zamir White, Jalen Warren.
I mean, this is pretty simple. If Jacobs doesn't play, you play Ty Chandler and Zamir White. If Zamir White is not the starter and Jacobs is playing, which
Chandler
looks like is
Warren
going to be the case, then you're probably going to play Warren and Chandler.
Agreed. Next one from Mr. Trey Cinco. He says, full point PPR. Now with Cooper out, should I start Elijah Moore #revenge game or stay with Deontay Johnson with the shaky quarterback situation? Thoughts? Thanks, guys. I don't
got big enough nuts to start Elijah Moore in the fantasy championship, so I'm going Deontay Johnson there.
It's not like they're far off in my rankings. Like Deontay's like a top 32 play. Elijah's like a top 40 play.
I moved Elijah up to like a top 45 play, but that's the highest I can get with him.
He's my wide receiver 39, so I'm not far off there. Like you would have like maybe like Thielen and Osborne and stuff over him.
Yeah, I have Thielen actually as like a pretty solid like top 36 play this week.
Respectable. I have Thielen at 40. It's so funny how I was the Thielen guy earlier this year. Now you have him higher. This 2023 season is just.
I mean, Thielen was also a wide receiver 1 for like half a second there too. So,
man, fuck. Half PPR. Baker or Jaron Hall the heads with Justin Jefferson. Carr and Tua also available. I mean, I get it's a bad matchup, but like, it's still got to be Tua out of these guys, right?
No, I have Baker higher than Tua this week.
You have Baker higher than Tua? I mean, I guess with Jalen Waddle, I probably got to lower Tua a little bit, but damn. Yeah, where do you have Baker?
I have him inside my top 12, and I have Tua at 12, I think.
I had Tua at 13, Baker at 14. It's because I had Jordan Love higher, which I'm probably going to lower him because his entire receiver core is basically banged up right now.
Yeah, I mean, Love is an okay play, but the Vikings are pretty strong pass defense. I don't know. I just
I mean, his
I have Stafford, Mayfield, Tua, and Goff from 10 to 13.
Wow, you have Stafford that low, eh?
10?
Yeah, I have him higher than that. I have.
Yeah, I mean, I think Stroud and Murray and Fields are better plays among like the streamers.
Fair. So I have Murray a little bit lower, but I mean, he's at 11. Stroud at 10. I still have Goff at 9 because I'm just looking at the implied total in the game environment.
Yeah, I understand putting Goff that high for that reason. I actually just prefer the other guys. It's not really anything. If you want to start Goff over 2, I probably actually am going to make that change now because of the Waddle getting ruled out situation. So I actually have Goff at 12 and 2 at 13. So I would go with Baker here. I'm not one to like hedge the Justin Jefferson situation because he's just not a good enough play. If this was like Mullins versus Baker and you wanted to hedge, it'd be a lot closer. But I would still take take Baker there.
Second question, you're sitting Henry, right? I mean, I guess Pittman's kind of banged up.
I would say Pittman, dude. I have Nico is inside my top 13 wide receivers this week. So he's an awesome play with Stroud.
You're
back
preaching to the choir.
Titans. Gibbs is inside my top 7 running backs, and Derrick Henry is like my RB 14. So I would play him over Pittman.
So I have Pittman at 13 right now. It does sound like he's fully healthy, but like you kind of said, I just have Nico Collins higher. I have Nico Collins at number 12 at my wide receiver. Running backs, I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs, I think, is like my RB 5.
Yeah, but I mean, like my worst RB4 ranked player on this list is Michael Pittman. I have him at 18. Like they're all like really good plays.
No, yeah, in a half PPR, maybe you lean the king too. If it was full, I would go with Pittman, but half PPR coming off of injury, I don't mind going with Henry there.
Henry has been very consistently like boom or bust this year. Like you're getting a monster game out of Derrick Henry, or you're not getting a good game at all, and that's like not the worst thing in the world in the fantasy championship because he's got a good matchup.
Yep. So Laporta and Njoku.
Sam's here.
Oh, what? Okay, it was right under. So my bad.
$20 ones. It's looking
rough. Appreciate that. Yeah.
Full PPR, Superflex, start 11. Who do I go with at QB2? I feel like we're going to get a lot of questions like this, digging deep in the quarterbacks. Jarrett Stidham or Easton Stick? You got one here? I got Jarrett Stidham very easily, I think.
Yeah, I mean, like there are 2 backup quarterbacks. One plays against the Chargers defense, one plays against the Broncos, so I don't mind that.
And like I'll take the home team as well too.
Yeah,
like
that's fair.
Jarrett Stidham's at home in Mile High. It's hard to travel there and all that stuff. Needs what's up?
No, I'm just looking at this next question. So Jerome Ford's got to be one of them now with the news that Amari's out because they run a lot of
Ford projects the best just because he's a running back too, and it's like a
2
run
tight end
funnel
sets
defense.
Too.
This has to be Brandon Cooks. Yeah, this has to be Brandon Cooks. Like there's no like. Obviously, like nobody's gonna set Lamb or Gibbs or fucking Laporta or St. Brown from that game, or even the quarterbacks. But like, I'm still playing all the ancillary pieces too. Like Cooks and Ferguson have to be in your lineup as well.
Well, I mean, it takes 165-yard deep post from Brandon Cooks. Dak Prescott lays it on the money.
To be fair, that also is applicable to Shaheed and Gabe Davis in this question.
Fair. I mean, Dak is just the best quarterback out of this.
Yeah, I mean, Shaheed is the type of receiver that we would struggle with, though, as well.
Fair.
I think the Bucks could, I'm excited for this game, dude. This is like, I haven't been excited for a Bucks game in a while this season, but now that we're playing better, we've rattled off 4 straight. It's fuck the Saints week. I haven't even said it yet. Come on, what am I doing here? Fuck the Saints week.
I can't believe it's going to set up for another FSE battle in the wild card weekend.
Oh, absolutely, dude. And you should be a lot more scared this year than you were last year.
Nah, I mean, if our defense keeps playing like shit, you guys have a chance, but fucking don't expect it to.
Yeah.
Laporta and Njoku. Laporta still. I still like Njoku a ton, but
I didn't move Njoku at all. He was at 5 before. He's at 5 now. It's not that he's a bad play or anything because like obviously Cooper being out helps.
You have Laporta 4?
But, like Laporta, Kittle, and Kelsey are the better plays this week. And
there's one more.
Sorry, who was the other guy that I just
Trey
mentioned?
McBride.
He's at 5.
Trey McBride.
Trey McBride. Yeah, sorry. Trey McBride's the other guy.
You good. Yeah, so they're 4 and 5, but yeah, I would go with Laporta. Waddle out start 1. McLaurin versus the Niners. Shaheed, Judy, Wandale, DeMarcus. This is very easy. Terry McLaurin, Jacoby Brissett in, and we've seen pretty clear splits.
Yeah,
when Jacoby Brissett is the starting quarterback for the Commanders, Terry McLaurin gets the ball. When Sam Howell is the starting quarterback for the Commanders, the tight ends and the running backs get the ball.
Weird.
Yeah, fascinating. So we're caught up there.
Javonte or Zamir White. That's got to be Pollard. You can't set Pollard in that game environment.
Agreed. So we're caught up on supers for now. We can go back to the top. We'll try to rip as many as possible because obviously it is championship weekend. Yeah,
we still got a while here. And again, if you guys want to just skip ahead and check the weekly rankings, they are linked in the pinned or in the chat somewhere. You guys can find them there, and they're also in the description of this video as well. So we left off right here. I think was this it? No. Was it IDUP?
No,
was it this one? Yeah, I think it was this one. 2 quarterback league to pair with Lamar, lost Herbert, Easton Stick, Brissett, Heineke, Stidham, and Flacco. I'm going Joe Flacco here still, even without Cooper.
Gotta go Flacco, man. The guy's played like a legitimate top 15 quarterback.
Yeah,
What's
I
good,
mean,
boys?
I wouldn't be shocked at all if this was a complete Flacco meltdown and the fucking Browns lost this game.
Hey, revenge game, baby.
Yeah, it is a revenge game. You're right. What's good, boys? How y'all's days doing good, man. We got a start to the BBM road to 3 million for Danny tonight, so we're hoping we get a monster Njoku game, even though he's pretty chalky. I would say that Njoku, could cook for you tonight. It sucks that Cooper isn't playing, man. Like, I know you're trying to galaxy brain it, but like Cooper not playing sucks.
It does. I would say it sucks for the floor of my team, but for my ceiling, I probably needed Amari not to make my lineup anyways.
That's fair. That's fair. That's a good point, actually, because if Amari doesn't make your lineup, it means he's not making the lineup of a lot of other people. And if Amari does make your lineup, suddenly we're playing fucking cash game and BBM.
47% of the field, basically.
Like, him. We don't want to be playing cash game in the BBM 4 finals. Dude, ain't a double up.
I'm not going to ensure a $5,000 payout. I'm trying to strike for a fucking few million. I'm going at it. I secured my 1,000. If I fucking finish 441st out of 441 and I cash 1,000, I'm cool with that. At the same time, I'm playing for the top. I'm playing for number one, number two, number three.
We need a Lockett, Mechie, JMO, like monster because we get those. Imagine if we just got random one-off game from John Mechie and he caught like 2 touchdowns.
He dropped a touchdown last week.
So elite for your lineup.
Dude, he dropped a touchdown last week. Imagine like Noah Brown's questionable. Imagine like he sits out.
Yeah, Noah Brown being out would be massive for you.
That's what I'm saying. And Nico Collins, obviously, he is playing, but he's still kind of like banged up from that injury.
Yeah, or what if they just like double cover him the entire game or something like that?
John Mechie catches like an 85-yarder, works into the lineup.
I mean, I don't think that's going to happen. He's probably not more likely to catch 2 1-yard touchdowns than he is an 80-yard touchdown. But
I don't think he's got the movement for that anymore.
No. Juan says made it to the championship. 3 of his 5 leagues. You love to see it. I really only care about one of them because the cash prize is $600. Yeah, you feel that, and a ring as well. Pick one for flex.
Real quick. Speaking of, so last year I think I've talked about it on like on the stream before. Last year I probably had my most unlucky fantasy year of all time. I made 6 semifinals and I split 1 championship because obviously you guys can figure out what happened.
Yeah, the Hamlin situation. Yeah,
split 1 championship. This year I made 9 semifinals and made 7 championships.
How many leagues are you in?
The Dynasty leagues and a couple redrafts.
Right,
well,
but
the
like,
FSC Listening League too.
Rebuilding Dynasty teams?
Dude, they were all 1-year punts, 2-year punts, and they're all fucking like monsters now.
I guess a lot of the leagues that I'm in with you, I was competing the previous 2 years, and now I'm rebuilding.
Yeah, so, well, I mean, it makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, I had a couple house money teams that ended up making the playoffs and stuff, but yeah, I'm kind of you this year. I have 6. Yeah. I made 6. I'm in 10 leagues, and 2 of them are redraft. I made the playoffs, and I got bounced around 1. I'm in 8 dynasty leagues. Sorry, 8 dynasty leagues, 1 Devy league, and I missed the playoffs in 3, and I got the 101, 102, 102 in the 3 that I missed. So obviously that's good. And then the Devy league, I was kind of caught in the middle, but it's challenging because my Devy pool is strong, and I got neighbors and a coming in the pipeline and shit. So being in the middle is not nearly as bad in a Devy league as it is in like a regular dynasty league. And then I made the playoffs in the rest of my dynasty leagues, but I got fucking smoked in round 1 in a couple of them, and then lost in tone setters because of Flacco, Amari Cooper, fucking Dak Prescott, and CeeDee Lamb. But then I did make the playoffs and get faded, even though I fucking started Joe Flacco and Nick Mullins last week, and I'm starting Joe Flacco and Bryce Young this week. But the rest of my team is good. I mean, Ayuk and St. Brown and Kittle and Bijan and James Cook, they've all been doing well for me. So
let's go.
Pick one for flex, full PPR, Lockett, Achane, Douglas, CEH, and Ward.
CEH.
Yeah, it's probably CEH here. Assuming that Pacheco is out for this game, like he's probably the guy you're going with. Let's say Pacheco played. How are you changing this?
If Pacheco plays, I mean Achane, right? It's probably Achane. It's scary that he's dealing with the toe. And if Achane, let's just say, says, oh, he's gonna play, but he's gonna be on like a pitch count or something, I think you gotta go Lockett. Like, man, I know I'm biased because I have him on the BBM team, but it kind of feels like a Lockett week where he had a good week
Porter's
last.
Going to shadow Metcalf, so one of JSN or Lockett's in a pretty good spot here.
JSN's banged up.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a tough situation. I saw let me just get your thoughts on this because I saw this on Twitter the other day. It was like, which of these dynasty running back rankings are we going to look back on a year from now and be like, what the fuck were we thinking? And it was Devon Achane RB6, Kyron Williams RB8. And I think it was, who was the other guy? I'll know it when I go up to keep.
As in like too high or too low?
Like we're going to look at them and be like, why the fuck were we ranking these guys this high?
Though this high, okay.
Yeah, it was all like running backs that are going highly.
Okay.
Let me take a
Who are
look
the
here.
other ones?
It was okay. So it was Achan RB6, Kyron RB8, James Cook RB10 was the other one, and then there was another one too, Isaiah Pacheco RB15. It was like, which one of these four are we going to look at and be like, that was way too high? What the fuck were we thinking? I mean, the easy answer here is Kyron because they could address the position and he's, useless after that or whatever.
He's also got the highest upside of them.
Yeah, dude, if Kyron Williams is a workhorse for his entire rookie contract, 2 years left,
you could say he's
literally going to
Dynasty
be
RB1.
absolutely worth RB8 price tag.
Dude, you can make the argument that he's in that tier with Bijan and Gibbs if you were guaranteed that he had this role for the next few years. He's 23 years old, and he's
wild.
He's averaging like 22 PPR points per game this year, dude.
Yeah.
By the way,
crazy. And he does it on all 3 downs too.
By the way, it's so. Of course, this is the year I fade McCaffrey when the guy literally has another legendary season. He's scoring over 25 PPR points per game.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to take it on the chin, the fading McCaffrey this year.
It happens.
I mean, somebody commented on the Bijan should be the RB1 in fantasy drafts short that I put out. I'm like, hey, you know what? I will take that risk any day of the week. That Bijan
look at Travis Kelce.
Like, I will absolutely take that risk. But I was at the same time, like, I can't just be like, oh, process over results. Like, no, like fucking fading McCaffrey was stupid. Yeah,
no, 100%. However, we can look back on it like we did with Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce, we were a year too early on. What if Christian McCaffrey next year? I mean, we just seen from Derrick Henry. We've just seen from how many running backs this year that are 27, 28 that started to fall off from an efficient standpoint. Aaron Jones as well. Like Austin Eckler. Like, I don't want to be that guy to say
I'm not going to do it with McCaffrey next year. I'll tell you that. I don't give a shit how old he is. I'll still take him 101 to 103.
Fair. Fascinating side tangent. We'll try to get more questions because that is a cool thing, a cool proposition.
You're not going to hear McCaffrey's old and injury prone come out of my mouth next year. No, I'm not going to say it. No, honestly, like I don't care.
Cook, Mostert, Monty Hall, Ridley, Rice got too much depth. Can't decide. So I mean. Cook's your running back and Rice is your flex. It's pretty simple to me.
Yeah, as much as I think Hall would be the next closest guy for me there, and I would like to get him into my lineup if I can, but yeah, I think it's Cook and Rice there.
Yeah, cooking some rice.
Cooking rice.
Sit Breece Hall for Darth. No, don't.
Absolutely not. No, I know we were just gassing up Jameson Williams, but we're not sitting him for Breece Hall.
No, we are talking like the 95th percentile outcome for Jameson Williams.
Jameson Williams runs 13 routes a game. We're just hoping he catches a bomb on one of them.
Jets defense with no Amari Cooper or Jags defense. You can pay me to start the Jags defense right now.
I don't care that Bryce Young is like turnover prone and shit. There's no fucking way I'm starting the Jags defense.
For sure. JSN Stick, Minshew, Addison, Jaron Hall, O'Connell need one flex and one super flex. So out of the quarterbacks, I mean, Jaron Hall or O'Connell, I mean, that's close. Let me check.
I think I'm going Jaron Hall there, dude. He kind of ran a little bit when he was on the field last.
I think I am too. I think I would go Jaron Hall as well.
Green Bay fucking sucks against the pass. They're like dead last in the NFL last 5 weeks against the pass. Like, dude, Bryce Young and Baker Mayfield destroyed them. Bryce Young and Baker Mayfield destroyed them.
Why was Minshew hidden at the front? I didn't see him.
Oh, I didn't see him either. Yeah, Minshew's the answer.
And then, I mean, the flex question is literally just JSN or Addison.
JSN probably because Addison's
he's questionable too. What are you gonna do? Yeah,
I mean, Addison would be the play if he's starting, but I don't think he's going to. So I'd probably say JSN is your best option there, but he also might be out too. So
agreed. Let's smash these.
Yeah. Okay, so we got Tucker Kraft or Juwan Johnson. I'm going Kraft there, although I don't mind Johnson this week. Started the season off 0-4 and ended up finishing 10-5. Love to see it. Elijah Moore or Chuba, you're still going Chuba there.
Chuba.
Jets or Rams defense. I'm going
Ramsey has been really good.
Yeah, it's been they're not a big turnover defense, and the Jets are kind of more in line with that. I think I would probably go with the Rams, just knowing that they're both road defenses. I don't really want to take the Jets on the road with the way that Flacco's been kind of slinging it all over the place. But I mean, he could melt down and have like a 5 interception game. That wouldn't shock me either.
No, that's definitely fair. I mean, like, they are both on the road. That's a fair point.
But I mean, I'll attack Tyrod Taylor when I can with the Rams defense for sure. Bijan, Kamara, White, Zeke, Kupp, Pittman, Puka need Kupp 2 at running back, 1 at receiver, and 1 at flex. So you can start.
Kupp and Puka are your wide receiver and flex.
Yeah. You're starting the two Rams wide receivers. Bijan and Kamara, your running backs, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm rolling with as well. And then he says ARSB for sure, my wide receiver one. Yeah, he definitely is. Start Ford or wait for CEH update. I also have Najee Harris.
CEH.
I would wait for CEH, to be honest, and pivot to
just
Harris.
Pivot to Najee.
I think Ford isn't a good enough option for me.
I think I have Najee ranked ahead of Ford.
I don't. I have Ford like 2 spots higher, but it's not a big enough difference. Like CH is like 7 spots higher than both of them.
Agreed. I mean, I have CH way higher than both of them. By the way, shout out the Cowboys jersey and the PFP. Notice that.
Love to see it.
Give me Flacco.
Flacco tonight or Jacoby Brissett. I have to play McLaurin due to other injuries. I don't know. Do you tie break it and go with Brissett because you're playing McLaurin, or you just play Flacco?
You could hypothetically, if you if you're an underdog and you want some upside, I don't hate that call. If you're the favorite, though, I just trust Flacco more at this point.
Yeah, I'm probably on the same page there. Yeah. I mean, process-wise, though, I will say, like, that favors Brissett quite a bit. Like, for sure. You got a 49-point over-under game, and yeah, the 49ers are 31 of those points, but at the same time, it's a high-scoring game environment, and Flacco is in, like, a 34.5-point over-under game.
I mean, they're still, like, 7.5-point home favorites, though.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, like...
And I think the implied totals, even though the whole over-under is way like higher, the Browns are implied for 21, and the Commanders are implied for, like, 17.5 or something like that. So
that's actually hilarious. Got one from Jonathan real quick. Warren, London, DeMarcus Robinson, Deontay Johnson start 2, 1 wide receiver and 1 flex. So the wide receiver still for me is Drake London.
Yeah.
And then Jalen Warren or Deontay Johnson is your flex. Which one are you leaning?
I mean, what's the scoring format here? That's going to definitely matter because if it's full PPR, I'm going to take Deontay Johnson.
I agree. Let's just say, so baseline half PPR, would it be Warren or Deontay for you?
It would be Warren in half PPR, but it would be in full, it would be Deontay. It's full PPR. Yeah, I would go with Deontay there.
Yep. Agreed.
Everett or Okonkwo. Yeah, I'd go Everett for sure. Yep. Let's get it. What's going on, Brady? Sorry, it's been a while, guys.
Anytime,
no worries.
Brother.
It's the guy from London, Ontario or England. Not sure. Probably Ontario, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Pick 2, Breece Hall, Mostert, Javonte, or wait for Zamir White, Jacobs injury. So I'm just rolling with Breece Hall and Mostert, to be honest.
Yeah, very easily for me.
Have to sit 1, Debo, Pittman, Flowers, Devontae.
Flowers.
Yeah, probably Flowers there. I actually don't mind Flowers.
He's got the Q tag too, though.
Yeah, he does have the Q tag, but it's a pretty good matchup for him against the Dolphins there. Bijan or Cook at flex. Who do you have higher between those 2 guys?
Bijan. 1 spot higher. 6
I have
versus
Cook
7.
higher.
Where do you have them ranked?
I have him 7 and 9.
Oh, so I literally just have Bijan higher than you.
Yeah,
who do you have,
the Bears have been one of the better run defenses in the league the last
Etienne Kamara you have higher?
Yeah.
Okay,
Etienne, did you say?
That's the difference. Etienne.
No, I don't have Etienne higher.
I got to lower Etienne higher. Actually. I just realized I had Etienne this high. I got to lower Etienne because I just realized Trevor Lawrence is also banged up. So got to drop him more.
Etienne I have at 10, but even that feels kind of gross with how
that's
bad
what I'm
he's
saying.
Been recently.
Yeah, like I'm probably gonna move him to 10, but
realistically, who do you trust more? Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, or Travis Etienne? Like I honestly trust Saquon and Jacobs way more than him.
Saquon against the Rams is fucking ridiculous.
Dude. Saquon gets like 25 touches a game though. That's the thing. It's like Etienne
47
and
yards,
better touches than Etienne gets.
Sure, but I mean, A, Carolina's a much worse defense, and B, like those 20 touches might get 47 yards from scrimmage.
I guess, but he could also have like 9 targets.
He could. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I still feel
with Saquon is like if you fade him too much, he's just gonna fucking burn you.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that. I still gotta go Etienne though. I mean, the matchup is just too much. Championship boys, starting Stafford, Breece Hall, Bijan, Amon-Ra, Olave, Aaron Jones, Trey McBride at flex. Bears D and Aubrey as kicker, bench Goff, Hubbard, Najee, Addison, Javonte, Deontay Johnson, Chase. Any change? So Chase, I don't think he's gonna play. So obviously, if he was playing, he'd be in.
The only actual potential change you could make would be Aaron Jones versus Chuba Hubbard. I think.
I go Aaron Jones though.
I would still go Aaron Jones as well, but that's probably the closest decision that you have.
Yep. Yeah, he got like 26 touches last week or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah, Hubbard's getting a shit ton of touches for what it's worth also, but
I just trust the Green Bay offense at this point.
Yeah, I do as well. Especially if all the receivers are fucking banged up again.
Yeah, sounds good.
Joe Flacco or CJ Stroud, this is Stroud very easily for me.
Yeah, Stroud's top 10 for me.
Yeah, I have Stroud at 7.
Chase McLaughlin, is that the kicker?
Yeah, it's the Bucs kicker.
Oh, fair enough. I mean, you're gonna
Yeah.
know your kicker more than I will, so I'll let you answer that.
I would go with Bass personally. Just give me the Allen. Like the Patriots are also like a bend don't
Ramsey?
break defense too. So like give me Tyler Bass there. You might get some field goals out of him.
Ramsey?
Cleveland, I don't need to hear the rest of the options. The Browns are my number 1 defense this week.
Really?
Sorry, number 2 defense behind the 49ers.
Over the Rams?
Yeah.
Fair enough. I don't mind that.
Full PPR flex, Trey McBride or Garrett Wilson.
McBride.
I think I'm rolling with you going with Trey McBride over Will. I think I'm probably going McBride.
McBride against the Eagles.
Yeah,
their linebackers can't cover a nosebleed.
Yeah, I think Jeff tweeted this at us, but I'm still going Laporta.
Laporta, yeah. We got a super chat with that too.
Oh, did we?
Yeah,
I can't decide between Garrett Wilson and Jerome Ford in the championship game. I am going Garrett Wilson. I think Jerome Ford actually projects pretty similarly because I think he has a chance to score a touchdown. It's a run funnel defense and all that. But Garrett Wilson, you give me, I mean, he's like an 8 to 10 target per game lock. And eventually you're going to get some big games out of that. And I can't leave that on my bench in the championship.
For sure. What time are we at in the comments? Let's try to get as many.
We're at 7:22, so we're still pretty early on here. Appreciate all you guys for joining us here. I mean, it's week 17 of the season. You still got 100 people in here, which is definitely appreciated. And also,
Flacco.
We're going to be, I don't know if you guys are all redraft players that are in here, but we are going to be going right into the Dynasty content the second this fucking week is over. So if you are trying to get into a Dynasty league, our Flock Discord has tons of people that are trying to get into them. We're, of course, going to do more listener startups as well. This off season too. So this is the year to get into Dynasty. I remember the first big spike in the Dynasty, market, how many people were playing was in 2020 when we had that great draft class. And I think this will be another big spike in the Dynasty market in terms of how many people are playing with the 2024 class coming up because of all these receivers and quarterbacks and stuff that we're going to get in. So I'm really excited for this Dynasty offseason because I think it could really accelerate the game and make Dynasty like the prefer. Because I mean, I prefer it to redraft now. I wouldn't have said that 2 years ago, but I prefer it now to redraft at this point in time.
For sure. Joe Flacco or Jarrett Stidham now with Cooper out. Joe Flacco.
I think we may have answered this already, but I would still go Flacco. Elijah. Oh yeah, you go ahead.
Sorry, Romeo. Appreciate that. 2 flex, Garrett Wilson, Jerome Ford. I'm assuming that's Brian Robinson. Please don't tell me that's Bijan and Drake London. If that is Brian Robinson, is he going to even play this week? I don't think
Even if he does, I don't fucking trust him.
You go Ford and Wilson. You just go with the 2 guys here. No, London's in here.
No, I would play London and Wilson personally.
London, yeah, all day. If that's Bijan Robinson,
assuming this is PPR. If it was half PPR, it's probably closer between Ford and London. But I would. Yeah, he says Brian Robinson as well.
Yeah, London and Wilson. Appreciate that, brother. So we are up top.
Yeah, Elijah Moore, Jaden Reed PPR. So Jaden Reed has logged a limited practice in 2 straight days. I'm not exactly sure if he's going to play, but I would imagine you have a better pivot option than Elijah Moore, even if Jaden Reed is out. So if I were you, I would wait on Jaden Reed. I don't know. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think Jaden Reed's I think Jaden Reed's a big enough upgrade over Elijah Moore that I'm willing to wait for him. And I think
your
there's
replacement
probably
option?
Guys on your waivers that are comparable to Elijah Moore, worst case scenario.
Can you pick up Dontavian Wicks banged up too?
KJ Osborne, Curtis Samuel on your waiver wire, DeMarcus Robinson even. I would play those guys over Elijah Moore. Assuming knowing their pivot options if Jaden Reed's out.
Yeah, no, that's fair. It depends who your other options are.
Reed's a good play this week, though. Hopefully you just have Reed playing. Championship week. Let's fucking go. Would just like to let y'all know that I made the playoffs in all
Andrew.
4 of my leagues. Thanks to y'all's help. Y'all are truly legends. As I've often said, making the playoffs is a skill in fantasy football. Winning the championship is complete and fucking utter luck, to be honest.
You're preaching to the choir here. There's one league where I got the 1v2 matchup. The other ones, like the 6 seeds making it in the chip, the 5 seeds making it in the chip, it is pure chaos. So
yeah, for sure. Bailey says, sup fellas, mother flocker code FSE has been awesome so far. And Bailey, it is going to get even better because you have no idea what we have on tap for this offseason in terms of, what Mason and all of us creators have been talking about bringing to the site. Advancements to the Dynasty trade calculator, being able for those of you guys that play in a lot of Dynasty leagues to import your sleeper ID in here so that you can, get recommended moves and basically operate your team within our expert rankings and get advice based on that. So glad you're enjoying it. Bailey, I believe, commented on our top 5 pass catcher rankings, our early 2024. So I know he's watched that. That is live right now, and probably after this week, once the college football semifinal games are done, we'll probably do 6 to 10. Just because there's a couple of guys in that game that we probably want to get some more information on. Xavier Worthy, Adonai Mitchell, Jatavian Sanders. I don't think Roman Wilson will probably factor in, but he's definitely a guy there. The other Washington wide receivers, because we talked about Odunze already. Really excited for that. But yeah, and because of my trip, I did Underdog today. Yes, Underdog drafts, definitely very fun. And we will be doing some more playoff best ball probably next week. And the playoff best ball strategy video is live right now if you guys want to check that out. Hall, CEH, or Chandler. I'm rolling with Hall there still. I can't play a CEH over him. Especially like you have to decide this now too, as well.
I don't think
you're actually going to be psychotic enough to play fucking Clyde Edwards-Helaire over Breece Hall in the championship, right?
Yep.
You're a psycho, dude. You are a fucking
25
psycho.
Implied Chiefs points. No Jerick McKinnon. If Pacheco is out, Clyde's going to be a fringe top 12 running back for me. He's already top 15.
That's too high.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
High. Can't do it.
I don't think so.
That's like higher than I have fucking Derrick Henry and Tony Pollard, dude.
Yeah.
Like, no chance.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to get...
CH projects solid, but he ain't projecting better than those guys.
I mean, Tony Pollard, if he knew how to get his fucking... If he knew how to get the ball
Tony
in the
Pollard
end
is
zone,
in
we'd be
a
having a different
54 point
discussion.
over-under game. He could fucking run like me for all I care.
Hey, bro, trust me, I want to believe in Tony Pollard, but I watched this guy get both feet, both butt cheeks into the end zone, and the ball was out of the end zone. I don't trust this guy at all at this point.
Yeah, I don't either.
How does he manage that, though?
I'm really curious to see what happens in free agency with all these running backs, dude, because, I mean, Jacobs and Barkley, do they hit free agency?
Yeah. Yeah, there's no way the Raiders going through a retool are going to re-sign the running back. And, I mean, the Giants are
if Pierce keeps the job, I could see them doing it.
Fuck, man. I mean, that guy's a tone setter, so maybe.
That's what I'm saying. He's like, he's our offense. We need him touching the ball 25 times a game. I could totally see them giving him a 2-year deal.
Antonio Pierce is a pure lad, by the way. This guy is 6
I think Barkley will probably get re-signed too, to be honest. I think Pollard's the guy that's gone of the franchise tag.
Oh, easy. Oh, dude, he's not coming back to Dallas, bro. By the way, Antonio Pierce, he is 6 foot, 240 pounds, former linebacker. Did you hear him get interviewed during the Chiefs game where he was basically like, we want to beat him up front and we want to pound the rock or something like that?
He's the end up winning the game. Of Dan Campbell.
Literally though, dude. If they say the Raiders finish 8-9 or 9-8, like they probably give Pierce another chance, right? Mm-hmm. Next year.
I honestly think he's already earned the job based on what I've seen.
Dude, he's literally like the dude Dan Campbell, like the man of the people.
I mean, Spicy Hot's in the back seat right now. You want Pierce back? Up, thumbs up or thumbs down? Yeah, he's shaking his head. Yes, absolutely. I would want Pierce as my coach too.
Yeah, that guy is a tone setter for sure.
In championship game, got Kyron, Saquon, Kenneth Walker. Should I risk the Singletary start? No, I think you roll with the 3 that you got there.
I would too, but
you're hating on Kenneth Walker, dude. I still have him inside my top 12 this week.
No, okay, not top 12, but I do think we're gonna look back this week and say, why didn't we have Singletary ranked higher? And maybe again, this could be because I have him.
I'm at 20, dude. I have him really high. I have him over fucking Zeke and Joe Mixon and CEH this week.
Yeah. Well, the thing with Singletary, right, that's great about him is when we're looking at the situation here for him, we got a very nice implied total. CJ Stroud coming back, at least 60% of the work, which is what we saw last week. There's a real possibility that he gets 14 carries, 4 to 7 targets in this game, and then is playing against a Titans defense that has basically half their defensive line on IR. Jeffrey Simmons and Tart, I believe, are out, right?
Yeah.
So like
their line's been pretty banged up.
Yeah, no, it'll be interesting, man. Like I do hope Devin Singletary gives me some leverage there. That'll be nice.
Yeah, for sure. If B-Rob plays and Pacheco sits, pick one. If he's got it. Ethan's just in a bind right now. Jacoby or Osborne, you have so many fucking contingencies right now. I can't even comprehend this question. I'd probably just roll with Myers most likely here.
I go Osborne over Myers easily. The Packers cannot cover anyone, and we're getting potentially no Jordan Addison, definitely no TJ Hawkinson. I'm going Osborne, man. Jacoby Myers, when's the last time he's had over like 50 yards in a game?
I mean, he had fucking 20 fantasy points like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so 1 week in like 5.
I mean, he also threw a touchdown for part of his, but
that's so funny, by the way.
I don't know. I still think Jacoby Myers is a fine play. I'd rather play him than Osborne. He's a better player than Osborne.
I would go Osborne here. Was that the week against the the
Chargers?
He threw a touchdown.
They hung a shit ton of points on him. Also, shout out Bailey because I see a Leafs logo in your profile picture.
Are
here.
those the London Knights?
Eat egg in the Discord. Bucks game that I'm going to is going to be fun. Yeah, he's going to the Bucks game this week, which is dope.
Dude, he's from London, Ontario. He's got a London Knights logo, and he's also got a Western Mustangs logo.
So you're just going to Florida this week, I guess?
I respect it, man. I respect it.
Wait, is the game in Florida? Hold on. Yeah, it's in Tampa this week, so that's dope. That's something. It's crazy because I've never been to Ray J. I've been to 2 Bucks games and I've never been to Tampa, so I definitely need to go do that.
Yeah.
Start Addison, Watson,
Godwin.
JSN, Godwin, T, Deontay, pick 3. So T Higgins, Chris Godwin are easily the first 2 that I'm rolling with, and then. I mean, there's a lot of health contingencies here. I mean, if Addison's playing, I would play him. If JSN's playing, he would be my next guy. I'm probably just going to roll with Deontay Johnson as your third.
Yeah, I agree. Got a super here from Pedro. Appreciate that. Half PPR, 2 flex, Cup, Rice, Javonte, Collins. Cup is the lock. Rice versus Collins is fucking close. I have Rice at 11, Collins at 12 for the time being. That might actually change by the time I record that video tomorrow.
Back to. I have Rice 1 spot higher, so I guess the answer is Rice, but I don't want to sit Collins, man.
11 and 12 for you?
No, I have them 13 and 14.
Gotcha. Okay. So you have what? Diggs probably higher?
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay. So we're caught up on supers. It is 8:13. Let's rip some more and then fucking end her off.
Yeah. Okay, so Paul says 1 wide receiver, 1 flex, 1 super flex, Tyrod, Will Levis, Rashee Rice, DJ Moore, Zamir White. I don't know if Will Levis is going to be starting, to be honest. I mean, it's pretty easy that DJ Moore and Rashee Rice are your wide receiver and your flex. That's not a question. Will Levis is your super flex, assuming he's the starting quarterback. But if he's out again, I'm rolling Tyrod Taylor over Zamir White. Even if Josh Jacobs was out, I would still do that. So hopefully Levis is starting for you there. Purdy or Kyler, I'm gonna roll Brock Purdy there pretty easily. There one. Flex spot PPR, Noah Brown or Romeo Doubs. This one's an interesting one. Dobbs is like one of the only healthy Green Bay Packers wide receivers out there right now.
I think by process. So I have fucking Noah Brown at 33, Romeo Doubs at 34 right now, but I'd probably go Dobbs, knowing the health situation there. I also got to take Sutton out of my lineup. There's no fucking way that guy plays, right?
Sutton? Yeah.
His brain got nuked last week, man.
Yeah. I would probably roll with Dobbs as well, just given the health situation, like you said, of Noah Brown. I-75S is crazy right now. I don't know what highway that is, but I'm assuming it's like in Tampa. My league is in the semifinals, and I'm going against a team that lost Allen and Cooper. What a great way to start the playoffs. Yeah, you love to see that. Jeez.
Yeah, that's a solid situation to be.
Also, your league's in the semifinals right now. That means you have a week 18 final.
No. Oh, no.
Tough scene.
Bro, wait, week 18, man. You're talking like if you have any Niners, those fucking guys might just all sit.
Yeah. The Niners might all sit, to be honest.
If they beat the Commanders this week, they will all sit.
Yeah, same with if the Ravens beat the Dolphins too, they're all sitting too.
Don't do week 18 championships.
Yeah, never week 18 fantasy championships. Deciding between guys like Stidham, Flacco, Minshew, Tyrod, Heineke, Bryce Young, completely lost. Any tips?
I would go Minshew. I think he supered this because I remember.
Yeah, I think he did as well, but Minshew is the preferred option there. And Njoku, Kittle, Pitts, half PPR. Kittle is my tight end too this week, so he's the guy I'm rolling with. We already answered that from Kells. Just one Mo supered that. Would you guys start Addison and Jay Jets if you had the opportunity? I don't think Addison's playing, but yeah, I would start them both depending on your other options. Jets or Bears defense. I have the Bears defense higher slightly.
I thought you said no, Cleveland's your number one, right?
Cleveland's my number. Yeah, Cleveland's my high one. Jets defense traveling, it's not as great of a situation.
Hear me out. I don't mind that, bro. Dude, the Bears
defense played outstanding. They're at home against Taylor Heineke. Like,
dude, have you seen their defensive success rate in the last month has been number 1 in the NFL?
Yeah. It's been a very good defense. It's wild. They're like one of the top defenses.
Sorry, DVOA. That's what it was.
Yeah. This is okay. So Brady just gave me a good idea here because he said sneaky feeling Gibson gets in the end zone. So he's talking about Xavier Gibson, like the punt returner, like rando special teamer guy for the Jets. I'm gonna do an anytime touchdown parlay because I'm a glutton for punishment. I'm only doing 2 players though, because I do not think we're getting a lot of touchdowns in this game. So
Agreed.
I'm going to roll with 2 like kind of long shot players to actually score said touchdowns because it's
and
the fantasy
Joku's got to be a lock, right?
I could totally see them not being like fantasy relevant players, the guys that score the only touchdowns in this game.
Dude, maybe again, this might be just confirmation bias because I have him, but like it just feels like Njoku's going to score this week.
Yeah, Danny is coping hard right now.
I am, bro. There's $3 million on the line. Do you blame me?
Oh, of course. I would be coping as well. But here's what we're going to do here. So we're going to go and we're going to put in anytime touchdown scorer bets. So what are we liking here right now? I actually like the Gibson call. So I'm going to put him in at plus 600.
I like that.
So I need one more guy. I think Cedric Tillman and Elijah Moore are kind of interesting given that Cooper is out.
Trevor Siemian rushing touchdown.
That is crazy, dude.
You don't want to put 2 on the Jets, though.
I don't
Harrison
think that guy can move.
Harrison Bryant, 2 tight end sets?
Yeah. I mean, I'm seeing these guys go over the place. I think Cleveland Browns DST is also interesting as well.
Yeah, I dig that. Oh, both the DST. Imagine just a parlay of both DST scoring.
Yeah. I mean, what do we like here more? Tillman or Cedric Wilson here? Or Cedric Tillman, sorry, not Cedric Wilson.
Give me Gibson.
I have Gibson in, and the odds just moved, so I'm gonna get this done because I want Gibson at plus 650 here. Yeah. So we're gonna go 10 bones down on this.
Njoku's number 2 in odds over Breece Hall. That's very.
I told you I'm only doing a 2-leg parlay here, and I'm just rolling with a long, like 2 long shots. And
I think that
because it's the fantasy playoffs and the fantasy final, I could totally see that the only touchdowns in this game being from like this helps nobody, guys.
I mean, other than Njoku, I will take that. The Njoku, you can score 2 or 3 or 4 times if you want to, but
yeah, you cannot do that actually because I'm playing against him in my final matchup. So I really,
brother, what's more important, 3 million or your final matchup?
I mean, 3 million is definitely more important, but like Njoku's a pretty chalky player. Like I'm not totally excited that he.
What's his ownership? Like, where do you see full ownerships posted? Because I saw the tweets from Underdog. I didn't actually see the full ownerships though.
Yeah, I didn't see the full ownerships either. I'm just assuming he's a chalky player.
Yeah, I mean, he
had a
monster
game in week 15, dude. A lot of people probably got him through.
Fair. Not to mention, too, you're talking about the correlation with Amari. Teams that drafted Amari probably also had Njoku. So,
yeah, exactly.
Man, if Pickens goes off this week, I'm going to be so upset because, like, that's the one, like, volatile play that I hope doesn't pay off because he's 13th highest ranked. Also, what happened, Spicy? Something's going off there. Njoku? Yeah? Njoku.
Is it? Please tell me it was an Xavier Gibson touchdown. Okay, so the game is on. We can head off of here. Anyways, good luck to everybody in their lineups, in their matchups here. Hopefully you guys take down the fantasy championship. We will be, of course, live Sunday morning to go through more of your start-sit questions and all that good stuff. But whatever you guys need tonight, hopefully you get it. What happened?
Njoku 36-yard catch.
God damn it.
Let's go, baby.
Good luck in your matchups, fellas. Peace out.
Take care.